Ladies and gentlemen, as we saw last night that India outplayed England and continued their golden run in the T20 World Cup. So India made it to the final for the third consecutive time, and the first two times didn't go as planned. But to take us through the third chance at the trophy, we have with us Sriram and Garsham. And we take you through the final episode of Sums and Sixes, where every cricket moment finds its voice. So now, as we discuss both the teams' journey in this tournament so far, so let's start with South Africa.
I mean, before talking about South Africa, I know Gershom wasn't there the last time we shot. Ankit sir was there, Rohit sir was there, Pat sir was there. We were talking about how good it will be for India to reach the third consecutive final, as you said, right? So we saw how we managed to choke in Test, and then in, last year we saw how heartbroken we were after Australia. Gave that bad pill to swallow. And now we are into the third consecutive final. Let's hope Rohit Sharma and co deliver it all right this time. And as you asked me about South Africa, they indeed had a great spell into the tournament, don't you see? Because they didn't win any game convincingly, we can say. Against Nepal also they were winning by just one run.
Yeah.
And against England they struggled. Against West Indies they struggled. So, but struggled in place, but they won everything.
Yes.
That is what important when come to World Cup and crunch moments, which they don't usually do.
Right.
They will choke, as you speak, as we have seen in several World Cups. They have attacked the chokers. We already talked about in ODI World Cup. They choked in the crunch moment. But this time, under Markram, a revelation of a captaincy he is doing, along with Rohit Sharma, two best captains, I would say, in this World Cup as far as T20 is concerned. So, I think this is going to be a huge task for India. It's not going to be easy, as it was against England. We just gone through England, but it's not going to be the easy task for India to beat South Africa. So, I think they will give a tough fight because they know how to gone through this rough patch of having this chokers tag. India have also gone that, but this is their first final in an ICC tournament. So how do you think India are going to tackle this?
Coming to India, I think, he spoke about South Africa and how they've, made it in the crunch situation. And I think even in the last year's World Cup, we spoke about peaking at the right moment. I think Pat Cummins made that point. So I really feel they have been doing that. And these crunch games, right, that's exactly where South Africa were coming short. And I think as he spoke, it's amazing that way. India's fortunes, so to say, were pretty much the same from the last two tournaments, unbeaten until that one match, until the finals. So it's hopefully there's no anti-climax this time, as I said. But looking back a little bit about how they've come so far, I think they've absolutely dominated the tournament. And I think coming into the tournament is one of the favourites. It was absolutely not surprising that they've performed this way. And kudos to Rohit, who's led from the front. And, I think just the segment, one of his biggest fans was saying that he's absolutely been amazing. And, that fearlessness and the selfless cricket he's playing is absolutely one to look out for. It's very difficult to keep your emotions in check as Indians, but anticlimaxes, as I said, is not something that we're not used to. So with all of that in question, I think the only thing is fans and players.
Yeah.
I think I quote this a lot often. I think Virat Kohli said it. If we win, we celebrate. If we don't, we recalibrate. So that's pretty much all I want the fans as well as the players to go in that mindset, because we've seen the edits, of how it, the songs and all of that. So
see, if we talk about Virat Kohli, both of us are going to get pretty emotional.
Yeah, I think that's a whole other topic as to, how he's been through the tournament.
I'm also a Virat fan.
Yeah, but that's a whole other argument, right?
The whole India will get emotional, I feel. And so again, for Rohit Sharma, fans are loving his revenge mode on, against beat England, Australia. He has played amazing. So, likewise, we talk about the key players for both the teams who the opponent should look up to. And
I want to cut you there. As we three are, Virat fans, but right. So, I want to ask you guys. Virat hasn't been himself lately in this ICC tournament, which wasn't the case for him. We have never seen like this in his career, throughout his career. From 2011, he is playing in the ICC tournaments. So. Is this a blessing in disguise? Because India is performing, still Virat is not performing. So, it's not been the case for the past ICC tournaments. So do you guys feel this is a blessing in disguise for Team India to be there where we are now without Virat Kohli?
Absolutely not. I don't know what blessing that is. I want the king to perform. Honestly, I just think from a technical point of view, it's just that I've been saying this throughout the episodes. I think from day one, I don't know why he's opening.
Exactly.
I honestly have no clue why he's opening. See, it's too late to change now. I'll be honest. The finals is not where you're going to change your playing 11.
But I don't mind changing Dubey for
Jaiswal and getting up the order. I've been saying that all my life. I swear, from day one, from the time they faced off against Canada or Ireland when the first match they played, I didn't want him to open. The IPL, the kind of pitches we played on, absolutely different ball game.
Yeah.
And this new Virat Kohli, I can't even say 2.0. He's changed his game. He's changed the gas so much that Kohli's come to like 6.0 or 7.0 at this point.
With Virat, it's never about the pitches, bowlers. He has always been there. And
That ability to set himself to the pace of the pitch is not something that is seen. Even the last against England where he went out of the crease or reached top lane and hit the top of leg stump. So uncharacteristic for Virat Kohli. And honestly, I'll be completely honest, I was watching it live and I completely lost because I thought at least here, because it was not really a upfront pitch where the bounce was true. We saw a lot of them skidding on and sliding through. Honestly, very surprising. I don't know if it's the whole management that's come up with this plan and
I think, do you think that is the problem? Because India are following in a trend where every team are following in a trend, which is go from the first ball. The intent has to be shown.
Yeah.
That is the problem for Virat, I guess. Because yesterday I was watching commentary and a Tamil commentator who's Heman Badani was telling the Indian team's intent is not suiting Virat's game style. In IPL, it was different because of the pitch. Obviously, pitch will come into consideration because Virat is a guy who will, if you give him 3 overs, 4 overs to settle down, he will take the match away from it. That has not been the case in this World Cup because that is not the role he's been doing.
True.
So
I also feel he has too much pressure on his head. Like he has to open, he has to give that start.
Right.
See, Virat Kohli has this unsaid tendency to, whenever somebody tells him you can't do something, he will go ahead and do exactly that. Honestly,
there is a petrol for him.
Absolutely, he thrives on it. And I'll tell you one more major thing is that this game set that he has right now, it didn't come from the time he started the World Cup. If you see the later part of the IPL, if you can see, once a very ex-cricketer made a comment about how he's plays a really with a less strike rate. He changed it. He went ball one, but it helped because it was this flat pitch in Bangalore or wherever he played all over India. 250 was a like a par score. Yeah, but cut to USA or cut to even in the West Indies, not all the pitches are that upfront, that flat, and or at least bouncy where he can get under the ball. So he needs to rethink his strategy. I know the team is thinking in a way, and there's no bigger team player than Virat Kohli. I'll be honest with you, but he has to stick with what's best. See, not much, maybe just 1 or 2. Overs that he sees through.
Rohit Sharma said this last time that he's saving all of it for the final match.
And he's a big match player.
For the best.
I'll tell you, we've not very big prediction. India's going to lift the cup. And Virat is going to be the final player of the match in the final. Trust me, I said this was Afghanistan. You laughed at me then too. So I really feel this is what is written.
I hope this comes true. Did you guys remember when? Did you guys remember when CSK at a time and point they were playing Shane Watson in the opening? For the whole tournament, he hasn't performing. In the last final, when needed the most, he just smashed.
Absolutely. See, that was nothing short of inspirational, and the same kind of inspiration I think is there in the dugout. If you saw the way the Rohit after the match was a little bit, sinking in the feeling. If you saw, and all of them were consoling him. So there is nothing short of inspiration. We've seen his Dravid's definitely last tournament, arguably Rohit's last tournament. Even more arguably could be Virat's last T20 tournament. Yeah. So all of this in question, there's never been a better stage for, a win. But that being said, she said fingers crossed. I mean, there's always that everything fell into place. I mean, even more better on November 19th, even more it fell into place. Playing in Ahmedabad, biggest stadium, everything was in place. But we all know what happened. So going with less expectations, but something inside me tells me that this is going to be our year.
So it was Australia that time, but it's South Africa this time. So we come back to the key players of South Africa that India needs to look into and play well against. So what do you think? Who are them?
When it comes to big matches, we have seen how Quinton de Kock steps up for
Absolutely.
South Africa, and we also seen Markram and Klaassen in the in the middle order for the South Africa, and when it matters the most, they will click. As we talked about England, as we talked about Australia, they are still not in that caliber, but they are still there.
They play the spin.
Yeah, they are like the underdogs. They won't struggle in the middle order when we are troubling them with Akshay Patel or what a great performance.
Oh, absolutely.
by,
All the
Akshay Patel
spinners.
yesterday. We will talk about that later. But now as you asked me, so my picks would be Quinton de Kock in the top, Klaassen in the middle, and Marco Jansen due to his left arm.
Absolutely. I think for me, Marco Jansen absolutely one of the major because if you remember, we're playing this in Barbados. We played the semi-final. We played the Australia match in Barbados, if I remember correctly. So you saw the kind of pitch it was. It was a 180 pitch, but we did well and got 192. But the bounce absolutely critical. And they have Rabada, Nokia, Marco Jansen, and they have Bartman as well, who's in and out of the squad team. So the way the Indian openers counter these left arm quick or even the right arm quick and their absolute 140 plus bowlers will be absolutely critical. So the Indian, from perspective, the players they need to watch out for has to be the pacers, because once that is set, I don't really think the spinners will have. I mean, I don't really know that much about the pitch, which yard they're going to be playing. But if they're going to be playing with the one that they played with Australia, there's not much for the spinners. It's just coming on nicely, and there's a little bit of swing up front. So with that in question, if at all India are put out to bat, they absolutely need to make sure they take away that new ball threat, and we have two of the best batsmen on top, and we spoke about one of them not being in form. But
still we are winning.
Yeah, we're winning. So absolutely, if there's just one part clicks, I think it's going to be a perfectly oiled machine.
So win the toss, leg two.
I would honestly want India to bowl. Make use of that. You spoke about Quinton de Kock being an absolute threat to India. Bumrah's having the new ball now, thankfully, finally. With Siraj not in the equation, I really want him to take the new ball. And Ashdeep also with his left arm is bringing the ball inside to the left hander amazingly. So I really want them to put up a score. And because I told Virat Kohli is going to be the player of the final,
bring up that.
he has to
You want
chase.
Virat to score the last boundary winning
You know what it's going to be? You remember the last South Africa match that we played in the 2014 World Cup? Dhoni defended one, even though Kohli wanted him to finish. Exact scenario. Take off Dhoni, put in Rohit. 10 wicket victory. They're going to score, I don't know. I don't care how much they're going to score. The last one more over to remaining. 1 run to win. Rohit defends it. Kohli comes on strike. Whacks it out of the ground. India left the World Cup.
Dream.
I have a feeling.
Delulu is the only song.
I'm telling you.
I mean, it's our dream hope which comes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we spoke about Akshar Patel in the semis. So let's talk about both the semis. Like, two great matches, and of course I wanted Afghanistan to win. I don't know why, like, underdogs, and
they laughed at me, Sakshi, when I called it. They laughed at me.
They outplayed like Australia so well. I was like, one go, they need to beat England and it'll be an amazing final.
Absolutely.
So what do you have to talk about the first semi-final?
It's a blunder for Rashid Khan to win the toss.
Yeah, bat first, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that pitch, it's going to be slowed down. 110 has been convincingly defended in that ground. So why do you want to make a risk and go for it? And with the lethal attack they have, Rabada
South
coming
Africa,
in and
absolutely.
bowling in that pitch of a delivery. I think South Africa deserved it.
True.
And I also feel Afghanistan were a bit overconfident at the end. Just a tactical error they did. But at the end of the day, better team won.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be if Afghanistan were there, then we will be the absolute
favorites, absolutely. But again, I think the toss, absolutely they messed up. But I think it shows again, they've not been there before. They've not really been in the knockout situation. I think they'd be happy. I think I heard Rashid say that at the start of the tournament, if you had told him that he'd be in the semi-final, he'd take it any day. And one more thing is, I think what they failed to do, even after getting themselves to bat, they lost a quick couple of wickets. Zadran and Ibrahim, both of them the openers, who are the leading run scorers in the tournament. tournament, they had to reassess the pitch. If you see, that's exactly what India did yesterday.
Right.
After the toss, Shastri asked Rohit, what would you have done? And he said, I'd bat first. I'm absolutely fine batting first. And they went a couple of shots, lost Kohli's wicket. The way Rohit and Pant, reassessed the pitch, and even after the rain, they were 65 for 2 after 8 overs. I clearly remember. The way they reassessed, they probably ended up with 10 or 15 runs more, thanks to the way, Jadeja got going, Hardik Pandya as well. A quick fire 21 of 8 balls or something like that. That really makes a...
I felt like 160 was a very decent score.
Absolutely.
We would
so they had to
win.
reassess it.
Above that is perfect.
Yeah, so they had to reassess it. So when they came off Barbados, when they played in Australia, it was a 180 pitch. So Rohit Sharma had that. I mean, he's a selfless player. We've spoken about it, but he had that license to go for the shots. Come to Trinidad and Tobago where they're playing. So it just changes that little bit where they have to reassess that one extra shot they play per over. Maybe a boundary and over or a couple of three doubles makes up the run rate. So that assessment, I think, is where Afghanistan lacked. But again, they learn from this and they have some absolute world beaters in their team. I mean,
in 2 to 3 years,
oh my God.
we see,
honestly, even right now, I think they're the second best Asian team. Honestly.
yeah,
They have a very good young squad.
They're way ahead of Bangladesh and Pakistan.
putting the quality and everything aside, the technical ability from the Afghanistan players, the passion they bring into the team.
Faruqi, absolutely loved his bowling in this tournament.
I'm not a big fan of...
He was the leading wicket taker.
Absolutely.
I'm not a big fan of Naveen after what happened with...
Hey, they made up, bro. They made up.
Yeah, but still, the passion he brings into the team, be it if he's not bowling as well, he's in the boundary line and cheering fans and asking the team to come in between, stay in the huddle. So good to see such a young team and such a small nation. We all know what their nation has gone.
Absolutely. Let's be honest, what is happening off the field. We can't just ignore that. To come from a place like that and to, bring it at the biggest level. There are arguments that, a couple of pitches suited their game of play. And the only pitch that didn't suit their game of play were the semi-final, and they, bottled it up then. But that being said, right, rising to the occasion, irrespective of what kind of pitch is given to you, absolutely wonderful for Afghanistan.
Absolutely. So now about the second semi-final, our favorite match, of course.
Yep.
So we get into that. What do you feel about that match?
Great signs. I mean, absolutely, India looked in control since ball one. I think just one thing I'd like to change. We're speaking about it. I just wanted Virat to get a start, because once he gets that 20-odd run, I'll switch off the TV. I know he'll make it. It's just that first 3 overs that he needs to play with a 100 strike rate or even 95 strike rate. I don't know if it's the management decision or it's the personal decision he's taken to play the certain way he does. But again, with the kind of batting lineup that they have, he has that license. Because we've seen Dubey even step up in a couple of games. And, even though he's their weakest link as so far, but he stepped up and played that long innings. And that's something that we've not seen from these players. So, bowling, absolutely. You spoke about Akshar. The spinners doing an absolute great job. And England didn't look anywhere in picture. I think from ball one, I think Akshar picked up first wicket in all of the first 3 overs that he bowled.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. And I think Kuldeep as well, I think. But, just one thing to end it with is that we spoke about how 2014, we spoke about how Rohit is looking for the revenge. And, Australia was, the revenge for 2023. Then definitely this has to be the 10-wicket drubbing that we got absolutely against England.
As you were talking about being weak link for the Indian team, is that the management fault to play Dubey after Akshar on a studies match? Because his role is obviously 2 down the most. For CSK, he plays number 4.
Right.
That is where he can take on the spinners and come in and chip in.
True.
But that's not happening. The previous matches, for the last 2 matches, he did come and 20 balls, 30, 35, he chipped in. But the last match, I thought he could have done better.
Come before Akshar. See, so I was looking at it, and I think what happened was when a wicket fell, they thought Sam Curran had a couple of overs, Reece Topley had an over, Archer had an over. So they thought they'll bowl only them. So when Rohit didn't send Dubey and sent Akshar, that time they put Livingston. So if apparently Dubey had come in, they probably wouldn't have bowled Livingston, and then so it was just a counter attack that England came up with.
Will you change? So if you had an opportunity, if you are an Indian team dugout,
right,
will you to make a decision and ask Virat to come down and ask
Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
on the first day itself,
for the Indian team, will you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for the first day itself, Jaiswal is a great player, I feel.
But for the final, will you change?
they don't look to. Usually
And
teams
they
don't look
shouldn't,
to.
because I feel there's a rhythm that's
That's
set
set,
apart.
so it doesn't really
you
work
can't
out.
take a risk in the final. Like,
Yeah,
I've seen.
I really
need
feel
it.
if there was a Canada match that got washed out, I think when we were shooting for that match, we were talked about this is because India had already qualified for Super 8s. So probably this is the one match where they could test out that one to work out. But see, Rohit's got his plans in place, and only thing that we might see happen, we don't see a change in the 11. Probably Pant can come up the order because he's shown us that he can play, because Kohli is going in the first or second over. So technically he's being the opener, playing through the all of the power play. So that could be one thing. But again, honestly speaking, since India is winning, they won't look to change it. Probably if they lost one of the matches in the Super 8s or even before that, maybe then they would have made that decision.
Indeed, Rohit said, I will tell the world why I picked 4 spinners.
4 spinners, and he's absolutely showed it. I mean, no better way to show it. So, I mean, it was a given. I think it was a stupid question, to be honest. I mean, West Indies turned square on some of the pitches, so it was absolutely perfect. Coming to where Dubey should bat, I honestly feel he should be used as a floater. Because I could kind of make out what Rohit Sharma was thinking, sending him it so low. But if at all there's a couple of wickets that gone, maybe even after Pant got out, maybe send him in and tell him, get out the first ball. No consequences.
Rude.
But swing. No, if at all, because I want him to come with that instinct. Yeah, and just swing from ball one. I don't care if it's the Pacers, because for CSK, without moving his feet, he will hit the Pacers also. So I think he could go for the hook shot as well. Don't mind getting caught in the deep. Go for those hook shots. And then once it gets out, we have enough players in Akshar or Jaddu or even Hardik to build that innings and take it till the end. So I think that should be Dubey's role. But
so one player for you both, outstanding throughout the tournament for Team India.
Rohit and Surya. And okay, Bumrah, of course.
Absolutely, Shraddha, that would have been my choice as well. What a player, man. I think I would want to call him the cheat code. The cheat code India has right now, honestly. But
as you said,
I think we should be lucky that Bumrah is in our team.
Plays for India, absolutely. So, but okay, if she's taking Bumrah, I think one person that's absolutely been critical. I mean, I wouldn't go with
I want to say Surya. Like, he has showed why he's one of the best T20 players. Like,
I will take Hardik.
Hardik, absolutely.
After what
redemption.
Happened, and for every match when we needed him the most, he came in and delivered. Be it in batting, be it in bowling, everywhere, be it in fielding. As a vice captain, the amount of pressure he had to culminate before coming into this tournament. Some people were asking whether he should be the vice captain of Team India.
They were questioning his place in the side as well.
True. So after coming through all this, he stood there and delivered. That is class. I talked about him earlier in the previous video as well.
Right.
So for me, I think
I'll tell you, you all might guess that my option is Rohit, but I'll be honest, for me, the player has been Kuldeep Yadav. I'll tell you, because he came mid-tournament after Siraj was being dropped. It's not really that easy to come into a winning side, because there's already a set plan. Siraj should take the new ball, all of that. So he's coming in one of the most important overs, that's right after the power play, where, usually in the power play, in the 6th over, they go all out, the team, and they look to continue that momentum. And the way he's been tossing it up and, shifting himself depending on the place he's playing. If you saw yesterday, he tossed the ball up and made it turn. And, if he played in...
amazing loop
to the in this last match, and before that he kept it straight, depending on there was bounce and made use of that. So the way he's, I think post 2018, the Kuldeep Yadav that he is absolutely different from the Kuldeep Yadav he was before that. I think I've heard a lot of experts speak about that as well. So just great signs for him, and I think he'll be one key player to watch out from the final as well.
So now it's time to move towards the most entertaining and the best segment, I would say, where these both will be competing in the quiz, and let's see who takes it home for them. So should I start with the first question?
Yep.
So Afghanistan is the second team to get beaten by South Africa in the World Cup knockouts. So who was the first team to get beaten by them?
By Afghanistan?
No, by South Africa. Come on, guys.
South Africa beat somebody in the knockouts.
Want a hint?
Yeah.
Asian team.
Sri Lanka.
Here it goes.
Oh,
so it's 1-0. Okay.
Right.
So the second question is, when is the last time an Asian team has beaten an Sena team in an ICC finals? Very easy, guys.
Wait. 2020 Asian team.
In any ICC finals, it's not T20 World Cup.
I want to say 1996.
No,
Pakistan.
that's too old.
That's too old.
Come on, guys.
2003, Australia.
Uh,
2011,
No. Close.
2014,
No.
No, it was Pakistan.
No.
Sena when they beat, bro. See, 2011, India won.
Yeah.
2015, Australia won. 2019, England won.
Yeah.
Where Asian team came?
Is it in
Forgetting something. It's not. Has to be a World Cup. Come on, guys.
WTC probably. WTC also where New Zealand's won, Australia's won.
Yeah.
Champions Trophy. 2014, 2019,
2018.
Pakistan won. That Pakistan you told, not Pakistan.
No. So now we move ahead to the third question. A bowler who picked more wickets in a power play in a T20 World Cup season.
Shine Afridi.
No.
Rachit Malinga.
This one is easy peasy, guys.
He said Malinga. Has he got
No.
Malinga? No.
Oh my god.
T20 World Cup. Who's been the all-time? They'll say it's
Most
easy.
wickets in the
It'll be
power
some
play.
Umar Gull or some.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
No.
In any.
Yeah, any season of the
T20.
T20 World Cup. In the power play, most wickets.
So it has to be a pacer. Let's reason.
Yeah.
It has to be a pacer.
Exactly.
Major pacers that have played.
Mitchell Johnson.
No.
Which team at least if you could?
It's really?
We're not getting it. I mean.
Yeah.
Come on, it's very recent. Super recent.
Okay, 20.
Super right now. Come on, who says it first?
Fazal Farooqi.
Yeah.
Oh, Fazal Farooqi's got the highest.
Yeah, in
Damn,
power.
not bad, bro.
So 1-1. It's getting intense.
Wow.
So the next question is, Akshar Patel took the first wicket of England in semi-finals. Who is the last bowler for India before him to get a wicket in T20 World Cup knockout? On the first ball of the over.
Virat Kohli.
First wicket. Yeah.
Virat Kohli fan, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
2016 World Cup
Yeah.
semi-finals.
They went wicketless in the last World Cup, no? In the final, yeah.
Wow.
So it's 2-1. Shriram, last chance. So last question is, which Indian player has highest score against South Africa in T20 World Cup?
T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Virat
Against South
Kohli.
Africa. No.
Wasn't 82 not out his highest against?
No. Someone has way more than that.
Before that, they played Rohit Sharma.
MS Dhoni.
No.
See, 2007 they played. 2000.
Can I give a hint?
Please.
Yeah.
Someone from CSK. Maybe
Suresh
it's
Raina.
so easy. Yeah.
Three-
So, Garsham,
3-1.
can you tell the score?
I think he was the first centurion. 101 not out.
Yeah. That is on point. So,
Rest.
He was the
guys,
first
we have a
centurion.
clear winner. That's Garsham Sundar. And with this, we wrap our quiz and we have a winner for today. So, guys, here we come to the end of our final episode for this season. And we'll be back once India lifts the trophy. So, to see us back, let's hope India wins it. And yeah, thank you for joining us today.